Hello and welcome to Theater Countdown. I can't believe you're entrusting me with the intro. This is a big step for me. I'm Michael Judson Barry, by the way. Ben, who are you?
I'm Ben, and I'm yours and everyone else's Broadway buddy. I'm everybody's girl, as it were. That's right.
You're
Steel
Deborah
Pier.
Monk.
I'm Deborah Monk. Who's cooler than Deborah Monk? No one.
Anyway, wow.
Wow.
I'm so proud that I just introed this. This was a big step for me.
You've done it before.
Did I?
Yeah.
No, I feel like you've done it every time.
No. You've done it 3 times.
Have I? You're joking.
But
I just was so nervous I blacked out. I'm going to remember this time.
But I want you to know that this one really landed.
I did it.
This one was so in the pocket, so in the groove.
Thank you. Well,
Definitely
those other
on the
ones
2 and
felt
the
like
4.
tentative, nervous steps on stage. This was a full, step battement, glissade ensemble.
Wow, hold on. I'm trying to picture how the mechanics of that works. Step up, ma, glissade ensemble. That's tricky.
Does it work though? Can we
sure,
ensemble?
You step on your left foot, bottom on your right, then you have to cross over with the right foot to glissade into the ensemble.
Okay.
Or you would have to add a pas de bourrée, which is always the right choice.
I love adding a pas de bourrée.
Absolutely.
I do so many at wedding receptions and bat mitzvahs whenever I go. I'm just all about the pas de bourrée step, and then you do the little clap to indicate a turn.
Yep.
And then you lay out back, but you don't actually turn.
But you know what? If you are the pas de bourrée leader at any sort of wedding, bar mitzvah celebration, you are the reason people feel comfortable to get up. They're like, oh, it's just 3 steps, the pas de bourrée. And so they watch you and they go, I want to dance like that homo. You know what I mean?
You know what? I've never even thought about it that way, but I guess I am kind of a dance pioneer at wedding receptions. This is amazing.
You're like the Isadora Duncan of wedding receptions.
I am. Oh.
Do you know who Isadora Duncan is?
Yeah, I learned about her in college.
Of course. She famously died in an automobile because she was wearing a very long shawl and it got caught in the wheel of her car while she was driving and obviously strangled her and broke her neck and all that good stuff.
That's right.
That's the most fabulous way to die.
That is a pretty fabulous way to go if you're going to go. Death by, fabulous scarf.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
I want that. I think about her periodically when I pass Dunkin' Donuts. And I wonder if she liked donuts.
Oh my gosh, that's a great Halloween costume next year. Isadora Dunkin' Donuts. You have a broken, you hold your neck to the side, you have a very long scarf, and you staple donuts to your body.
This is the most niche Halloween joke ever.
Oh my gosh.
I love this.
And now we've learned
get Ben
something.
Affleck involved. Anyway.
Oh my God.
So back to Theater Countdown.
Yes, I love Theater
Remind
Countdown.
me, where, for the new people in the room who came here for the Isadora Duncan content, but are going to stay for the theater content, remind them where they can follow us on socials.
I'm so glad you asked. You can follow us on all social at Theater Countdown. That's theater with an R-E because we're sophisticated, god damn it.
Yes, we are.
Theater Countdown, unless we're on X/Twitter, which it's Theater Count because ain't nobody got time, but that's still with an R-E. We encourage you to follow us, tell your friends to follow us, and you don't know, we could follow you back.
That's so true.
It is so true.
We'll find you.
We will find you. We will find you.
Oh, no. Well, I was just going to say tell your friends, and I was like, tell your dentist to follow you, because I just saw my dentist, and we were chatting. She's a big, big Broadway fan. And, I was so excited. So the podcast actually came up because someone sent her our Instagram video of us we're theater nerds, so we do this, and she was like, oh my god, Michael, I didn't know you were doing ads for things, and I was like, no, I'm actually on the podcast, it's not just an ad, you should go listen to it, because she's a huge Dr. Becker, shout out to Dr. Becker, big Broadway buff, so whenever I see her, we talk about all our favorite Broadway shows.
I love
she
it.
sees everything.
And she says, oh my gosh, I really love this, and you go, and she's like, right, exactly. Mm-hmm. And what about the parting cats when yeah.
Exactly. That's actually how our conversation went. Were you there? Were you in the waiting room?
Oh, please. I don't go to the dentist. Actually, that's not true. I'm at the dentist all the time, particularly when I have a meeting with Danny Jordan.
I was going to say, your teeth are beautiful.
History of always Danny's our producer. Always, I can see him rolling.
Danny also has beautiful teeth.
Do you know why? Because I was going to the NYU dental school for a long time, and
what?
I was going to NYU dental school. No, as a patient.
Oh, I thought you were just like loitering.
No, I
was
would.
like, what were you
just
doing there?
I would just burst in the doors and sing, "I am your dentist and a success." I want your dentist to sing that song. But anyway, the dental school, if you choose to go there, and because you don't want to spend a lot of money on your dental care and no dental insurance helps you do anything, it's a very long process, years really even. So. Anyway, your dentist is cooler than my dentist's.
I love my dentist, and she has cool pop art. Everything's rainbows. She gave me a Beyonce tote bag. Yeah, she's great. Yeah, she's really fun, and she's such a big Broadway fan. A lot of her patients are also like Broadway actors, which is great. And I've seen her at like Broadway events because she goes with them all the time. So she is as big a part of the Broadway community, as Deborah Monk.
Yeah, no one is as big a part of the Broadway community as Deborah beeping Monk. I always love that though, when you find somebody who is working in the private sector, who happens to just be a giant Broadway fan. I find that so delightful and wants to talk about it. There was a woman on the cruise ships. We have this group called Care Team, which comes out just to like make sure everyone's safe, and they're all EMTs and doctors, and they're at all the parties, etc. But we were at our like final party, and Dr. Bonnie, who's this like cool lady who's a doctor and like likes to make sure all the boys at the party are safe, came up to me and she was like, "Well, you don't know, but I love Broadway. I go all the time." And then we just went rapid fire. I was like, "Dr. Bonnie, come on." I love that though. You never know.
Yeah. That's like my friend Johnny. He's a pediatric surgeon, and he called me this week to say how much he loved our show. And he has to drive a lot for work, like I don't know, I think he covers a handful of hospitals. And he was like, "You guys are what I listen to on my drive." Because he's also a huge Broadway buff.
Yeah.
Like he just came to New York for 3 days and saw 4 Broadway shows. And then we went to Marie's Crisis and sang show tunes.
Obviously.
It was great. Yeah.
Natürlich.
Natürlich.
You saw MJ?
Yes, and I saw a couple
Finally?
of shows this week. I saw Jonah at Roundabout, the off-Broadway play with Gabby Beans, who I love because Gabby and I went to school together, Tony nominee for Skin of Our Teeth. And she's unbelievable in this show as well, of course. And then I saw MJ for the first time, which I'd never seen, which was great. I mean, the dancing, the production value, everything about that show just blew me away. It was so good.
Dancing.
Insane.
The choreography. It is outrageously good.
Yeah. And such a good jukebox musical. I feel like they handled the transitions so well between like the flashbacks and the current, and the premise where they're documenting his rehearsal process was just such a smart way to do a show about him.
What a crapshoot it is to try to structure a jukebox musical and try to find a way to make it make sense while keeping the hits in there. And they succeeded on this one. Not always successful, but they're getting more and more clever. Yeah. But it still follows that format of you need Michael at 3 stages, right? You need 3 Chers, you need 3 Donna Summers, you need 3 Carole Kings. Oh, you only have 1 Carole King. That's good.
Yeah, just 1 Carole King, just played by 3 sections of her life, though, just played by 1 Jessie Mueller.
Yeah.
That's what Jessie was like. We don't need 3. I got all. I can do them all. I'll play her.
Just watch me.
Don't worry. Jessie Mueller, I would trust her with everything, really. She just feels like one of those people, a dependable person.
Certainly a dependable artist.
Yeah.
I still think she used to be mine on the Tony Awards. Is watching her is such a masterclass in performance. Where it was like Sarah Bareilles and Jessie. I think it was Jessie Mueller first, and then Sarah Bareilles, and just wild. She's so good.
Oh my God! And concerning she also did Cinderella and Into the Woods and Carousel, and what that woman can vocally do is just bonkers.
Just listening to Joshua Henry and her on the Carousel cast album recently, and like, how is it the same like cool throaty voice from Beautiful and Waitress, who's now this like gorgeous lyric soprano? Wow, she's very good. Jessie, give us a call.
Yeah, this is actually the Jessie Mueller gushing podcast.
Absolutely.
we're covering all of our favorite ladies so far. Speaking of favorite ladies, we have a guest today.
Wait, can I say one more thing before our guest comes on?
Fine.
Fine. I just want everyone to remember that you should subscribe to the show.
That's right.
You should subscribe to the show. You should rate and review the show. We keep threatening to read your reviews. Come on, call us out on it. Tell all your friends about us and join our Patreon because we have so much fun stuff, including monthly online meetups and a welcome gift, and you get bonus episodes, and you get the episodes before everyone else. There's just so much, and it's so cheap. Dirt cheap, baby.
Excuse me.
All right.
Yes. Yeah, and I've been to Home Depot, and I know how much dirt costs, and this is actually cheaper than dirt. So I will say it's a great deal.
Yeah.
You can get a sack of dirt, or you can hang out with us for a while and get bonus episodes. What's more fun?
You
honestly?
Tell me. Oh my gosh, and I've been to Home Depot. Have I been to Home Depot? I am really. Yeah, no. I mean, I've gone with people to go like, wow, this place is really big, but I've never. If I went in there looking for an
I've been to
something.
Home Depot, Lowe's. Please, if you sell a screwdriver, I have been there. I'm just shockingly handy.
If you're talking about a bar with a screwdriver, which is vodka and orange juice, then yes, I've been there too. All right, let's talk about our pal Deanna Giulietti.
Yes, social media star. I'm sure everyone listening has seen her get ready with her ooh-ta-das, which are absolutely fabulous. Which I love her take on the get ready with me thing, or the outfit of the day. Sorry, not the get ready trend. You can show how trendy I am. Just like they all mush together in my brain. But she's so fun and funny and wildly entertaining. So if you're not following her on social media, definitely check her out, and also stay tuned to see what she has to say with us, because I can't wait to hear what her countdown says.
I can't
countdowns
either
because
because as you all know, this has been the most difficult thing we've ever had to do in our entire lives.
And I'm glad we get to share
and I went to junior high school in Utah. I mean, this is how difficult.
Yeah, this was rough. This was really like pulling teeth. And Dr. Becker, if you're listening, you know how hard that is.
And the great thing is, usually we make that joke and they're not listening, but this time she might be.
I'm pretty sure she is, because I'm going to text her a reminder.
Shout out to Dr. Becker?
Dr. Lauren Becker.
Becker. I'm so sorry, Dr. Becker.
Yes.
Sorry, Doctor. Sorry, Doctor. Let's get to it. We have a special guest on today's episode. You know her. If you love theater, you know her. Who on earth gets their own birthday concert in Times Square? I'm agog.
Oh my God.
Aghast. Deanna Giulietti is here.
Hi everyone.
Thank you so much for being here.
Oh my God, it was the fastest yes I've ever had. Of course. I have to shout out Ben Cameron specifically. I watched the Dance Attack. What was it called? Dance Captain Dance Attack.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Ben did one with Moulin Rouge, and I watched it maybe 1,000 times to learn that choreo, and it still lives online today. Okay, and it is he taught Ben the literal combination for Moulin Rouge, the audition. Yeah. It was like pure magic. I was like, oh my God, that's the cheat code. It's right here.
It's right here. The cheat is here. And you get to watch me buffoon around at the same time.
Yeah, it was very fun. It was fun.
Yeah, if you, for everybody out there, Dance Captain Dance Attacks on BroadwayWorld.com. They're not sponsoring us, but they should. But you got to finals, so.
I did. I went straight from there to the final callback.
Wow. I'm gonna give that 2 work bitches and a hell yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to give that.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to snap.
So let's talk about you, Deanna.
Yes.
Let's talk about, I mean, I'm just obsessed with, I was seeing all of the clips from the concert, and like, let's just how, I don't know. I used to host a concert series in Times Square, but it was never about me. How does this happen to a human person?
Yes.
This was the wildest email I've ever received. It was just a straight up email from Times Square.
Yeah.
Asking if I wanted to have my birthday in Times Square.
What?
I was like, Of course I would. Into the ether. Like, I didn't even know. It seems like a scam. I was like, what? And literally, it's like timesquare.com. I was like, okay. Okay. I'm like, I would love to do a birthday concert there. All Broadway. Broadway birthday bash. And they just kept saying yes. It was the biggest yes, and it was the most special, beautiful birthday I could ever ask for. And I don't know how I'm ever going to top that. It was amazing.
It's like the most Muppets Take Manhattan, like Broadway dream come true ever. Like that's what we all from that movie. That's what I just thought Broadway was going to be. Like,
right?
You're standing in the middle of the buildings and all the Broadway signage, and you're singing in celebration of you.
Yeah,
that's so.
It was surreal. It was surreal, and it brought out, there were like 1,000 people there, around 1,000 people there.
Wow.
And they were like, we've never had this big of a crowd from a Times Square event. And I was like, did I hear you're bringing me back next year?
I think they must. I think this must be an annual celebration.
I think so.
Also, I love that it was from timesquare.com, as if like Times Square to me, this feels correct that it emails sort of like my mom. You know, like it makes sense that Times Square would be sort of like, it would be on Facebook, but like Instagram is just a little much.
Yeah.
And it's just like, hello, would you like to come for your birthday? And then it hits send. It's like, well done, me.
Yeah. Sounds good. Exclamation point, heart emoji. I was like, yeah, okay.
We have to get you an even bigger bubble gun next time.
Oh, no. I would love that. I'm always trying to do like some sort of gimmick. Because at the end of the day, I'm always singing the big heavy hitters, which we're going to talk about on this episode, I know. But I'm like, I want to sing the ones where everyone's going to be out of their seat singing along. Those are like the songs I want to sing. And then sometimes I'm like, yeah, but we've all heard this a million times. I need something extra. A bubble gun. A foam machine. You know, there's always just, how can we make more surprises?
Yes.
Miss Mazeppa said it best. You gotta have a gimmick.
A gimmick, exactly.
If you want to get applause, period. The end. Full stop.
Exactly.
Tell me a little bit more about how you came to be the beacon of theater excitement that you are today. How do you like leverage your being an actress and a theater enthusiast, okay, theater nerd, theater geek, whatever we are, and how do you tell me a little bit about that?
Ooh, like how I've become one in my life, or how I am now? Like, what do you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. All of the above.
How I've become one in my life is, I do believe that if you're a theater kid, it's in you from the jump. The second you hear your first sound check, you're like, wait a second, it just taps in. And you're just like, ooh, I love that version of storytelling and I want to do it forever. Right? It's like, zoom, you feel it right away. So
do you remember what that was for you? Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, what that first one was?
Yes, first grade, my music teacher, shout out Mr. Campbell.
Yes.
He knew I was a star. He played Oliver for our whole class, the cast of recording of Oliver, and he was like, Deanna, you could be Oliver Twist. This is your journey. And I was like, I feel that too. Okay. And then he gave me every solo in like first grade through sixth grade. And something about that just like clicked in. I was like, I am a star. Like, Mr. Campbell's correct. Like, this is what I'm supposed to do. And then they put me in Lil Abner in fourth grade. Like, when you could finally be in the school musical, it was Lil Abner. And I was Fisherman number 2. And I was the best part of that. I was the best part of that musical. Like, no matter what part it was, stick me all the way in the back, put me in the front. I knew I was like deeply supposed to be entertaining, whether that's telling a story from a musical or hosting or comedy, whatever it is. I knew right then I'm supposed to be on the stage.
Baby, once again, in your bones.
It is. Yeah, whether you're singing in Times Square or doing your ooh-ta-da.
Exactly.
Totally.
Do you both feel the same, or is it like...
It was really, for me, like, I knew I liked singing at like 8 years old because I joined a chorus. And then through that, I got to audition for my first musical at 9 years old. And I am a gentleman of a gentle 45. And every moment since I went into audition for that musical at 9 years old, my entire DNA is theater.
Yes.
And has been. And every choice that I have made since 9 years old, I think you will resonate with this, has been about how do I get on stage next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was Oliver as well. I did Oliver when I was 8. I was one of the workhouse boys in a regional production in my hometown. And I did The King and I first in a very, well, it was a long time ago, so.
Sure.
But so the second one was I was one of the workhouse boys, and then we found out that our kid playing Oliver was going to miss a week of performances, and they kind of last minute for a family thing. And so they just auditioned the workhouse boys like real quick, and we had to jump in, and I got Oliver. I went on with like a couple of days rehearsal, and I just remember sitting on the coffin singing "Where Is Love." And the feeling, and that
I forgot about that.
And same with you being like, this is where I belong. 8-year-old me was like, this is correct. And Oliver was also what did it. It's, here we are.
Yes. So we're shouting out our teachers. We're shouting out our theater people who are putting it on for young kids. I literally think youth theater is the most important thing.
Oh, 1,000%.
Youth theater, music classes, anything. And encouraging teachers. Like, even when by the time I got to high school and I joined a choir, those two choir directors were so like supportive of me being a star that it just like felt right. I never questioned it. I never was like, is this right for me? I was like, no, it is. If it wasn't for my teachers, I don't even know. That's
how exciting.
Exactly. I feel the same way.
To have, but they don't get kids like that all the time too, right? If they're like a long legacy teacher. Yeah. How exciting that becomes for them to be like, oh, I've got something that I can be a part of and help nurture, and it takes a village.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then fashion as well then. Where did that start?
Okay, that started
Because my boyfriend's a stylist, and I knew nothing about fashion, and now I'm slowly learning brand names. And so, like, I really enjoy, but you make it, like, fun, if that makes sense. Like, because you're hilarious.
Thank you. Well, it's coming from theater is what I'll say, because I started my TikTok journey when COVID hit because I lost my job in Jersey Boys on the cruise line. That happens. I start doing TikTok and I start working for my dad's construction company, and I'm like, I need applause every day. I'm missing the applause.
You weren't getting it on the construction site.
I wasn't getting it. So I went to TikTok. Everybody's dancing and singing, and I was like, it's something. I'm going to just try. And I kind of like, it was my only solace in that time. So it was the only thing I was doing. So I'm making 9 videos a day, 3 dancing, 3 singing, 3 storytelling. And it was like the odds, because that was kind of for me, auditioning is all a numbers game. So it was kind of like TikTok. It's a numbers game. I'm making 9 videos a day and I'm watching, okay, what do people like? They like storytelling and some of my singing. Okay, so then the next day I would do 9 storytelling. And I'd be like, okay, they like storytelling about dating and fashion. Okay, so then I really narrowed it down until I found my niche. And they just really like my big personality talking about clothes. Mm-hmm. That's where it came from. I never knew about influencers. I never knew about anything like that. I just saw what my audience wanted from me. They were like, you just have this joy and confidence, and you're always wearing cool, funky stuff. And then I was like, okay, that's my brand. I'm cool, confident, wearing funky stuff. That's it.
That's a great brand.
Thank you.
It's about, you know what it is? It really comes down to the confidence, right? It comes down to you becoming a metric for people to go, oh, look, I love the confidence I'm seeing. I'm loving the joy.
Yes.
I want to welcome that into my life. It's aspirational for people to watch you live so fully.
Yeah.
I proved it. I did a video wearing a garbage bag, and it hit like 5 million views. And everyone was like, how are you doing this? And I was like, I'm just trying to prove a point. Like, it's the energy. That's all it is. If you own it, no one's going to question you. That's all.
Yeah. And the authenticity of the energy.
True.
Like, you know, because I did a similar thing during COVID, like got into doing social media and TikTok and things. And that's why I would talk to people and they're like, well, I want to be a creator, but I want to do X, Y, Z. It's like, no, you have to find something that like authentically brings you joy. Because I feel like people can always tell, you know? So, and that's with you. It's like your videos are those ones when they come up on my feed, which they do. You just always like bring a smile, if that makes sense. Your presence is just sort of like a smile personified, if that makes sense. You know.
Thank you.
And you're owning it and you're sharing it.
Yeah.
All right, we're here to need that energy right now,
Oh
Deanna,
yeah.
because we want to wrap you into one of our twisted psycho theater games. Are you ready?
Okay.
Get excited. This is called Broadway by the Letter, and this is kind of like
Yes.
an improv class game. And I don't know how this is going to go. I have no agenda of what I'm going to say, but we're going to go letter through letter. We'll go me, Michael, you, me, Michael, you, Deanna, and we're going to have to make a musical theater or Broadway reference, song, show, prop, whatever, for every letter of the alphabet. But the trick is we have to do it quickly.
Oh, quickly? Oh,
Don't
dear.
you think? Yeah, we got.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because we don't. If we take time to sit and think about it, and this is a lesson for all you kids in improv class.
That's
say
right.
what you think. Don't think about what you're going to say. Come on. All right.
Okay. Wait, what's the order again?
It'll be Ben, Michael, Deanna. Ben,
Okay.
Michael, Deanna.
Okay.
All right. All right. Shall we begin?
Yes.
Maybe we should time this and see how fast we can do it. All right. Okay.
Ooh.
I will start with a for the Apple Tree.
Baba. Dance kick.
Curtain call.
Dancing is not a crime from Footloose.
Eden Espinosa.
Don't tell me that's not the letter. That's next, huh?
If you
Funny
see
girl. Funny girl.
Goodbye Girl.
High top a hat. You wear a hat in shows.
I love the theater. Acceptance.
Jersey Boys.
Great one.
King Kong the musical.
Oh,
Oh,
cut.
lovely Lucy. Oh no. L. Theater. L. Love. Lights.
Lights. M. Mark Shaman. Whoa.
Whoa.
No, Nat.
Oh.
If you see me up here, then again, I'm gonna be. You are. Wait. I'm O, right?
Element.
Oh, Deanna, you're O.
October Sky.
The musical.
Patty LaPone.
Great.
Q. Is it bad? My first thought was queer people.
Yeah, but they're all over the place.
We're everywhere.
Yeah. They're running the show.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
R. Rain on my parade.
Yes.
Send in the Clowns.
Theater.
You.
You got that's a tough one.
Under the moonlight sky. Under the sea.
Oh. W. Woman in White. Woman in White.
I have X, right? Is that how the alphabet goes?
X, yeah. So.
Xanadu.
Oh.
Y. Oh my god. All I'm thinking of is you. Why?
It's gotta be
Why?
Yesterday. Oh my god.
The Beatles musical. That's right. That was on. That was a thing.
And Z, as everyone knows, say it with me, Zorba.
Xanadu.
Zorba.
Oh.
The Greek.
I didn't know where you went with that. I thought.
Listen, I'm just so excited we had Xanadu to go to.
Yep.
Because usually, if you play this game like just in a class, xylophone always makes its way in for no reason. There's always a xylophone hanging around the action. Not this time. Well done.
Really
Time was 15
That
seconds. That's
was
incredible.
stressful. I was
Next
not
time
expecting
you can
that.
just do zip zap zop through the camera.
Yes, exactly.
Make it easier on ourselves. My God,
Yeah.
but think of all the calories we just burned.
Oh, so many. Oh my
right.
goodness, I'm verklempt.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one. Yeah, go, Michael.
Oh, I was gonna say, do we get into the
It's
countdown?
We
Is
gotta
it
know.
time?
Oh my
Yeah.
I
god.
gotta know.
Well, it is the countdown show, so we guess we should do that eventually.
So you don't fall in love with theater without falling in love with the music first, right? Like you just said, you hear the songs and you go, oh my gosh, that's what resonates with me, and you listen to it over and over and over again. And it's so subjective, and it changes in my mind daily. So this is an impossible task we've given you. So I'm excited to hear what you say, because maybe it'll validate some of my feelings.
Okay. I am like so nervous to do this because I am a theater nerd. I love everything that has to do with theater. But I will say, I'm just saying it, the theater community can be a little judgy. So I am like, the stress levels are in my throat. I am so nervous to tell you my top 5 songs of the day.
Can I tell you?
And you can say this is just... Oh, sorry.
Well,
I was going to say, this is... You go. You go. I'm going to sit here quietly and sip my tea better
because there was in their first season in a countdown, I ranked Andrew Lloyd Webber higher as a composer than Stephen Sondheim, and
what did they do to you?
I still have bruises. So, yeah.
Okay, so this is a safe space. You're telling me this is a safe space.
Very safe space.
Yeah.
Okay, I wrote them down. I didn't know I was starting at the end, right? So you want to hear just like my...
Number 5. Yeah.
Number 5. I was torn on this. What do I want to put number 5? Okay, I'm just going to say it.
Say it.
No Good Deed from Wicked.
Ah, great one.
Hot damn.
It's my number 5 because I love a little villain moment.
Uh-huh.
I love that we get to see that side of her, and I just love Elikanamanamanatum, because I say that every day. When I'm just like thinking about something, I will go Elikanamanamanatum. And that's why it's my favorite. I mean, number 5.
Yes, and it's the moment, right? In the musical Wicked, it is the moment that we've been waiting for the whole time.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's ready to tap into who she is. She's ready to get there, and she's been pushed to such a pivotal moment, and then no good say. Question.
So good.
Great.
Was that on either of your lists?
I'm not telling.
We're not allowed to say yet.
You know what?
I'm so sorry.
Killing me.
No, but there will be. You wait, Henry Higgins.
Just you wait.
That is one of my favorite, like, belting in the car songs after it's been a day.
Right.
Is there anything more satisfying?
Oh my gosh.
Fantastic.
When Amazon doesn't drop your package off at the time that they said they did, and you're like, let all ours be agreed.
I'm gonna belt an ooh vowel at you.
Yeah. Which is also very challenging.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, we're ready for next. Number 4. Okay, well, I need to make sure I know what's number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
She does her list like we do.
Mine is constantly moving.
Yeah. You're doing what we do with our list, which is where we've got them, and then on the spur of the moment, revelation.
That's where it's coming from. Ladies Who Lunch from Company.
Woo!
God, you are going for them with the these are.
That is such a good song.
Hell yeah.
Oh my. Yes. Oh my God. Did you see Patty do it in Company?
Oh yeah.
Everybody rise. It was fantastic. And I have a story about Company, which I'm again scared to admit, but I've learned from this. If you're listening, I've learned and I'm growing. Well, I've heard all of Company's songs done in cabarets my whole life, but I didn't know they came from a musical. I just thought they were cabaret songs. So every time I've heard people do cabaret Ladies Who Lunch, I'm always like, that is just the best song. Oh, and then people do I'm Not Getting Married. People do that all the time. I'm like, oh, that one too. Great one. Being Alive, I hear all the time. And then when I went to go and see Company, that was when it all clicked together. This newest version of Company too. Yeah. I was like, oh. They're from the same musical. This is my favorite musical.
Yeah. And listen, this company, best company. This revival.
10 out of 10.
Yeah,
Great show. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And the way they reimagined it, everything about it. Wow.
Yeah.
I actually think the story works better with Bobby being a woman, personally.
Yes.
Hundo P.
100. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, great choice.
Feeling good about
that. You're doing great. You're doing great.
I can't wait to see that. I hope they're all like angry belting songs.
No. No, okay. My next one, Beans, Into the Woods.
Ooh.
Your fault?
No. Beans, beans, and nothing but beans, parsley,
peppers, cabbages, and celery, asparagus, and vegetables, and butter, and lettuce.
Yes.
AKA the witch's wrap.
The witch's wrap. The witch's wrap that I call beans.
Yeah.
I played the witch in Into the Woods in 6th grade, and I've never felt cooler because I had that rap song. And no one could tell me different. I would walk around the school, and anyone who wasn't into musicals, I was like, you're embarrassing. Watch this. Beans, nothing but beans. Like, going on.
That's amazing. You need to play her again. You're perfect for her.
Thank you.
Like, we need to make this happen.
We're just putting it out into the universe. That's all it is.
Putting it out there.
I didn't see it coming. I am so impressed.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I thought, all right, but it wasn't right because I caught him in the autumn in my garden one night. He was robbing me.
Great one.
And then, and then it goes into the huge spell at the end. I mean, it's everything. That one is 10 out of 10, maybe more personal reasons, but also her character in general. But I didn't want to do Last Midnight because the list is full of...
I see. Okay.
Songs. I was like, okay, Beans is the one.
Great. Good one.
Stressed about my top 2. I'm finally down to my top 2, so this is number 2, and I might just change it.
Oh my god.
Also, people can't come for you because this is just where you are today. Like for us, it does change regularly, and it's really hard to say your top 5 favorite songs because it's an impossible tact.
We all reserve the right to change our opinions about our list at any time without warning.
Yes, we do.
I need to
send
stop.
all complaints to
today
on Twitter.
Yes.
Today, I'm going to say my number 2 is "Don't Rain on My Parade," Funny Girl.
Yes.
It's everything. It's the definition of you only live once. Mm-hmm. It's free falling. It's belt from the titties. It's.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you do sing the hell out of it, I gotta say.
Thank you. And I'll sing. I will sing it any chance I get. Anytime they're like, "Oh, come here and sing something for cabaret." Period. Funny Girl. Let's run it up again.
Same.
I don't think there's a chance in the world that anyone's gonna poo-poo that choice.
Nope.
Okay, good.
Not a chance. Undeniable.
And then number 1, Firework from Moulin Rouge. No, I'm just kidding.
How dare you?
Oh my god. I was gonna. Oh boy. I didn't know what to do.
I'm just kidding. Number 1.
I didn't know what to do.
No. Number 1 is "I'm Here," The Color Purple.
Oh!
Woo!
Which, let's be honest, is 5 songs in one.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is.
It's right
God.
There. It's right there.
That song.
Yeah. Oh
That's such a good song.
It's such a good song. She's just one of the becoming who she is and owning who she is. And I was thinking about maybe I was gonna put From Shucked on this list as well, but I didn't see it and I felt like a buffoon. I couldn't just since I didn't see it, I couldn't put that on the list. But I feel like that is a similar song of like owning who you are and like embracing yourself. But I'm Here has more of the journey, you know. You've just watched her this entire show waiting for her to have this realization that she is the moment, and then she gets it, you know.
Yes.
It's the payoff.
Let's all go watch the movie now.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Listen, we have to. Deanna, you've got places to be and things to do. That is a superb top 5. Bravo.
Yes. Bravo, madam.
Thank you.
No notes.
I appreciate that.
You're going straight to final callbacks.
Oh,
Again.
God. Again. I think, girl, at this point, you might just be offer only.
I think so, too.
You have made yourself offer only.
Well,
Thank
Times
you.
Square offered, you went straight to offer only. So if
I did, so I need to just start living that.
if somebody's like, we want you to read, you're like, well, Times Square didn't. So
So what do you have to say about that?
beat that.
All right, make sure that you're keeping up with all of Deanna's incredible craziness and joy and energy on social media everywhere, on TikTok, on Instagram.
On YouTube, all the places.
All the places.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes. I'm doing updates every day, and I'm so excited to hear about your top 5. Yeah. When is this episode coming out? I need to watch it.
Oh, gosh.
You will. We'll let you know.
We'll let you know, yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry. Today. It came out today.
You won't be able to stop us from letting you know.
Okay, good. Okay.
Well, what a
Thank you,
pleasure.
sweetheart.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me on. This was a
Marvelous.
blast.
Bravo.
You know Kelly Clarkson calls. Okay.
You gotta
You answer.
girl.
Go. Say hi to Kelly.
Bye.
All right. She's a gem.
I'm
She's a
obsessed
gem.
with her. I'm obsessed with her. And how
Protect-
cool that birthday celebration. My
I
gosh.
know. I just aspirational, frankly. And she went for it in her list. And I
She did.
definitely approve of her choices. Let's do this. It's now or never, Johnny. It's now or never.
We put it off for as long as we can.
I will say that the top 5 for me feel very solid. Feel
Okay.
very watertight, more so than my 10 through 6 or my upcoming honorable mention of 5 that you get if you subscribe on Patreon. This felt pretty secure to me. How about you?
Yes. Except for my number 5. I said this before, and I was talking to Danny. Like I changed it. I've changed it between 2 songs back and forth a couple of times. 3 songs really back and forth a couple of times. But no, I'm because of something you said in your 10 through 6.
What did I say?
I was waffling, but now I'm sticking to my original gut. I love waffles.
Oh my God.
I love waffles almost as much as I love shoe tunes. And
Yeah.
that should say something.
Do you ever put
especially
peanut
when they
butter
have
on a waffle?
Ooh, no, I haven't.
You should put peanut butter on your waffle next time.
I wonder how that would be with chicken, like chicken and waffles with peanut butter.
Chicken and peanut butter and waffle?
How do we feel about that?
Food, glorious food. Peanut butter, chicken, waffle.
I just decided I want Bernadette Peters to sing that song. Since everything glorious food.
I want
just-
Bernadette to sing everything, but
I'll never forget when she presented the Tony Award to Gibboots, and it was the cutest thing ever. Anyway, so speaking of that, shall I give you my number 5?
before we spill the beans and nothing but beans, we need to do a red hot recap on our 10 through 6.
That's right. Real quick, mine were Tomorrow from Annie, Luck Be a Lady from Guys and Dolls.
Which I'm still reeling over. I want you to know. I'm still
About-
reeling over the Tomorrow thing. Yeah.
Well, think about it. It's part of the American
No,
zeitgeist.
I understand the reasoning, and I'm reeling.
I thought about that after the episode, and I was like, do I? And I was like, nope, I still stand by that.
No, you must.
I don't think many people enjoy that song, but they know it. So then Rose's Turn from Gypsy. I Could Have Danced All Night from My Fair Lady. And I'm telling you, I am not going from Dreamgirls.
That's such a good list.
you.
My 10 through 6. 10, Cell Block Tango from Chicago.
So good.
9, The Impossible Dream from Man of La Mancha. 8, Tonight / The Quintet from West Side Story. 7, Anything Goes from Anything Goes. And my number 6, since I had also chosen, and I'm telling you I'm not going, but I was able to switch it up because you gave me the grace, is 1 Second in a Million Miles from The Bridges of Madison County, which is the most luscious love song ever written. And now, hit me. Let's go. Number 5.
Number 5. Yeah, so I was back and forth on this. I really, because a lot of my choices have been from older musicals. And I was like, okay, I need a contemporary one. And my first gut was Waving Through a Window, just because also Pasek and Paul, I feel like have become like the voice, one of the main voices of contemporary musical theater in a lot of ways. But I went back to it. I was thinking of the last good chunk of time, and I think it's Defying Gravity. So that's where I settled on, just because I feel like has become almost as famous as like the Somewhere Over the Rainbow octave jump. Like there are certain just like musical moments that are so famous, and I just think Defying Gravity did something to enter American pop culture in the same way sort of Tomorrow did. Like whether you know musical theater or not, you've heard Defying Gravity.
Yeah, it's true. It's interesting that you bring up the octave jump in Over the Rainbow, because in The Wizard and I and in Defying Gravity, Stephen Schwartz, that whole unlimited, that somewhere over the rainbow, it's a specific intentional nod to Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
See,
in
it's a
those
very
songs.
smart song. It's a smart score. You got to give it to him. And gosh, the amount of people on the planet who have belted Defying Gravity in their car or in their shower is just, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my number 5.
Yeah, and as I said last time, thrilling every time. I don't know what. I don't think anything goes, but
hopefully not. I mean, that would be if she had a Glinda moment from that one viral video of that poor Glinda that just gets dropped. Have you seen that?
No.
It's like a regional production of Wizard of Oz, and Glinda's flying in. It's like sort of a shaky old like camcorder video. And so this woman, she's like, duh, like she's coming in Glinda, and it snaps, and she just goes boom. I mean, she's okay. Disclaimer, she was fine, but it's a very funny video. And people like put it, they're like me on a Monday morning. Like, it's
I love
when it gets stitched with is fun.
I love the Peter Pan videos where they just, everything goes wrong. Well, and in Peter Pan goes wrong. But there's viral videos about that too, where they just go crashing into and knocking down the set pieces. Oh, it's my favorite thing.
Yeah. Anyway, so yes, number 5, Defying Gravity.
I like it. I'm into it.
Cool. Thanks.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Wait, what is Cynthia Erivo's? It's something.
I mean, some people would say it kind of sounds like the Miss World when she goes, France!
France! Yeah.
You know? Some people have been really harsh on that, but it is a battle cry, and she's going for it. That's what I said.
It's a war cry.
Yeah, so anyway, I can't wait to hear your number 5.
Okay. I'm excited to share with you number 5. I think there's a few songs in, get ready for it, Hamilton, that I think are masterpieces. I think Schuyler Sisters is pretty much a masterpiece. But if we have to identify what makes Hamilton so special and kind of covers every base of what that show does musically, it's Satisfied. I think it is an absolutely spectacular piece of theater. And
it's satisfying.
It's so satisfying, even though I am never really satisfied.
The irony.
I'm about to change your life. And I tell you what, every time somebody does it at Broadway sessions, the entire audience does a toast to the groom, to the groom, to the groom, to the groom, to the bride. Everyone knows the harmonies. It is the rap, the pace of it, the wordplay, the narrative of it. It covers so much narrative ground. It is a mind blower, I think. I think it is the moment of the show, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. So number 5, Satisfied from Hamilton. So this is what it's like. Just get twitch with so much. Wow, I don't rap so good, you see.
That's fine.
I bet if you're listening, you probably jumped right in and did all the words right, is my guess.
And
right,
I'm
Dr.
so glad.
Becker?
Yeah, I'm sure she knew. She's seen it. I'm so glad you picked Hamilton, because I was like, Hamilton a song from that must be on this list. But my favorite songs from Hamilton are the King's songs. Sure. And I was like, no, and I'm so glad. I knew you were going to pick a Hamilton song, so I was like, pressure's off of me to comb through and try and figure out which one.
Getting to know me.
How satisfying.
I've never been so satisfied. If only Mick Jagger had heard that earlier, he would have found satisfaction.
Well done.
Thank you. I don't know that anyone listening to this show is going to get that reference, but
I hope so.
It's only a matter of time before they do a Rolling Stones musical. Right?
I'm shocked they haven't done one yet.
Right? It's got to happen.
The Stones. Ooh, let's write it. This is our next project. We'll do it.
Okay, great.
How hard can it be? All right. My number 4 is another slightly contemporary, but not as. But anyway, another song that just entered American pop culture that, again, leapt off of Broadway and was in every high school for about 10 years, and that is Seasons of Love. Another song, because I think Rent was such a impactful show, and that it entered pop culture in a way a show hadn't done in a while. It was a rock musical, but every single high school and church choir did Seasons of Love for years.
Is still actively
doing. So I feel like there are millions of high school kids that know that song that wouldn't even know that it's from a Broadway musical. And so I think that's a testament to the song.
Do you remember that they did a bonus version of it on the original cast album with Stevie Wonder singing it?
No.
Do you remember that?
No,
Yes,
that's amazing.
Yeah. Early on, Stevie Wonder did like a pop version of Seasons of Love. So
Wow.
I will tell you that we end every Broadway sessions with everybody in the room, performers and audience alike. We sing Seasons of Love together. My best friend's wedding, she had a surprise children's choir during the ceremony sing Seasons of Love.
Yeah, because it's not, and I love Rent, and I love that song, but it's not my favorite song from the show. But there was just something about that song that just made it so that jumped beyond. I don't even know how to phrase it. It did it. It did the thing.
Yeah. Like Angela Bassett.
She did it too. Yeah. But and it told us how many minutes are in a year, which most people don't know, unless, according to people who have commented on our Instagram post, are like, unless it's a leap year, which I had never thought about, and then you have to do some math, which who has time for that?
No one.
I don't. Or if you're in the UK, maths. They're plural. But yeah, no, nobody has time for that. Because Jonathan Larson was like, don't worry, I'll do it for you.
Yeah. And that's a gift.
25,600 minutes. Unless that happens to be a leap year.
In which case it's something else that we just can't stomach. Thanks for reminding us, people online.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Moving along.
All right. So, I almost picked Seasons of Love for my number 4. And I spun around about it, and I was going to do it, but I'm not doing this in real time. I switched gears.
Okay.
So, my number 4 is La Vie Boheme.
Oh, yay. Okay. I love that song.
Absolutely. I think that La Vie Boheme, whereas Seasons of Love is so anthemic and fits every kind of fits every moment. I mean, sing it at the bar mitzvah when you're doing your pot of bourrées, sing it at the wedding, sing it at church, sing it at Cub Scout camp. Or maybe that's just me as a Cub Scout. But La Vie Boheme encapsulates all of what Rent is about, and living on the outskirts of society and deciding what's right for you, and it's such a banger. And I'm gonna put this in there because I love when it comes out of it and gets into that Roger and Mimi moment. When the AZT break, you, me. Yeah, and then they do the trusting desire starting to learn. And then it goes back into La Vie Boheme.
Yes.
It gives you like that little nugget of melody that is so great, and then it's over and we're back to the Life Cafe. It is raucous. The lyrics are outrageous. It is a life affirming, progressive.
Oh yeah.
Stuff.
And every kid, when that soundtrack came out, like the goal to learn all the words and to get through it. Yeah.
You know, the second you hear that piano line, you are like, let's go. I'll see you at the end. And who knew who Václav Havel was?
Nobody. Or Meatless Balls. You know.
Yeah. There's so many things. Uda is in there. Yeah. So La Vie Boheme, which my first introduction to Rent was on the Tony Awards when they did little seasons on little La Vie Boheme. All right, Rent at number 4, folks. Viva La Vie Boheme. Button.
So good.
Confetti cannons.
So good. I'm glad that we're on the same page because I really wanted to pick that one. So
yeah. I feel like in other circumstances, I may have changed my answer based on you saying Seasons, but I feel like they both deserve it. They
do.
Yeah.
They do. Okay, my number 3, we're going...
Wait, a top 3? This is crazy.
I know. And so far I'm really proud. I haven't, since I'm sticking with the original list. Number 3, we're going back in time to like an old one because I don't believe have put Hammerstein on here yet, and my number 3 is Old Man River, which I feel like is a song a lot of people might forget about now because Showboat is such an old show.
The oldest.
The oldest show. Before it was Rodgers and Hammerstein, and it was Hammerstein and Kern. But Showboat, I feel like, is one of those songs that, again, got bigger than its own show. It was such a mega song, and everybody sang it. Everybody knew it. Again, a great song for a bass baritone, because they used to write those. And that show was such an important show in theater history. Not just for what it did as far as like a narrative musical leading up to what Oklahoma then would become, but also how it dealt with like racial inequality and, you know, inequality between sexes. And it was so ahead of its time in so many ways. And, you know, I'm sure these days it probably doesn't completely hold up, but of its time it was very. Yeah. But that song was sort of like the anthem of it. And I love, there's a quote from this guy, Adam Feldman, that I found. Because Showboat, again, if you don't know, it's from 1927. But I just love how he phrases this so much better than I'll be able to. He says, the song has a rumbling gravity with music that rises and falls like the swell and recession of the water. The effect is at once tragic and soothing. It offers a cosmic perspective on the ups and downs of all the characters connected to the musical's titular riverboat, tossed on the waves of fortune.
Wow. Adam Feldman is a good friend of mine. And I love that you're referencing him, because I am such a fan as well. He's done a couple articles that are so clever that I've read them multiple times in multiple settings to get people involved. So I trust anything Adam Feldman says.
Oh, good. But yeah, and this was the one for like when I was trying to think of some of those like classic ones like Oklahoma, I was thinking of putting in there, or, you know, something from State Fair or Carousel or South Pacific. But this is the one I kept coming back to. I was like, I think this was the precursor to those great songs, you know?
I did notice in my research that a lot of top 50, top 20, a lot of the lists that I read about before doing ours had Old Man River listed very, very high as well. So I like that you put it in there.
Old Man River.
You're so versatile.
Thanks.
I almost made a joke there, but kids listen to this.
But the joke was, we all got the joke. We thought it too.
Yeah. We just keep rolling along.
How would Moira Rose sound singing Old Man River?
Old Man River is just Old Man River. He just keeps rolling along. And that's not really a march, but you could. It has a lot of forward momentum, which I feel like you would appreciate.
I would march to it, for sure.
Yeah.
I would glide or stride for the first half, and I would move into a march if I were doing this on, you know, a walk. I was listening to it. Or on the treadmill.
This would be a good treadmill one.
Sometimes putting on a cast album is the fastest. If you need to do like a lot of cardio that day in your heart, for your heart, if you put on, I don't know, let's say Miss Saigon, you can blink and you're there.
Oh my God. Don't Rain on My Parade when you're in a rush and holding an iced coffee. Forget it.
Well, I'm so happy you brought up Don't Rain on My Parade, because at number 3 for me, it's Don't Rain on My Parade.
Yes! I felt so guilty not having this on my list. So, oh my God.
Deanna and I are kindred spirits on this one. I remember hearing this song before I knew it was associated with the musical. There is something about the urgency of that. There is the break free of the vocal when done by a really great singer, which 99% of the time it is.
Yeah.
It is thrilling and exciting. It's got everything you need. It fills me up every time I hear it.
It's so good. The fact that it can be like a cornerstone of Barbra Streisand's career, and we think about her career as a whole, and then that song, you know, it goes to show just how good that song is.
I've seen brilliant dancers dance to it. I've seen figure skaters figure skate to it. Of course, every great singer in the world wants to sing it, including myself on occasion, in the wrong circumstances, obviously, which would be any circumstance for me to sing that. But it's timeless, and it has let the kids like to say vibe. There's a vibe to it that is just irrepressible. Irrepressible vibes.
Yeah.
You know it. You know it. I know it. We all know it. Don't Rain on My Parade. It doesn't get better except for my top two. And just that climax of
that tugboat climax.
My band out.
Oh,
it's
so
satisfying.
Yeah.
It's
and
so
also
satisfying.
like good on her that pretty much everyone who sings that song, you can't help it but sing the way she did. Because it was so structured to her, unless you're Ella Fitzgerald and you were one of the first people to cover it and you swung it and didn't know the words. That's a really fun version of that song.
You just scat it out. Everybody does it. Shirley Bassey does a very weird, like mixed up version of it. I think there have got to be more covers of that, of Don't Rain on My Parade, than you can shake a stick at.
Oh, for sure. And I can shake a stick at a lot of things.
I know you can. I knew you'd understand.
Yeah, I'm known for it.
You stick shaker, you.
I don't know. It's that.
If you need to get out the door, my friends, and get it done and believe in you, guess what? The sun's just a ball of butter. I mean, march your band out. You beat your drum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I love, now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, I'm glad that this and Old Man River are together, because Old Man River is like about a boat that's charging down the river, and she's on a train and a boat. She's on multiple modes of transportation moving forward.
Oh, it's great on the subway. When you need to block everybody out, just close your eyes and be like,
don't tell me not to sit and putter.
I'm going to live and live now. Get what I want. I know how.
Yeah. Life's candy. The sun is a ball of butter. Butter. Not margarine, it's butter.
Oh, no. Full fat butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I could be on this song forever.
Yeah. 2 left.
Ooh, okay. You'd be so proud of me. You're going to approve of this second one so much because I know you really like this show.
Okay.
It's I Dreamed a Dream.
Oh.
I think this is another one that has gone the theme yet again of going beyond the musical, but I Dreamed a Dream has been covered by so many people. It practically became a pop ballad. Yep. So many incredible singers have done this song, which I think is a testament to the song. So many people who know nothing about theater have heard this song. I also do think it is absolutely stunning, the reach of it, and then it ends so quietly and sadly. It doesn't need to end on that big moment, that it ends on this kind of sad, quiet moment. It goes to the fragility of it plus the power. I think it's just a beautiful, near perfect song.
Another role, too, that'll get you a Tony every time. Anne Hathaway won an Oscar for it. Randy Graff won a Tony singing this song.
And you're on stage for just this song, pretty much.
The sweetest gig
you're
ever.
there for all of
Come
6
out
minutes.
There, die beautifully, sing that song, and smoke break.
To quote Patti LuPone, come on, sing a great song, die, come back as a ghost. Taxi. Like, it's...
Patti LuPone's version of it where she loses her mind and then she basically shouts, "Now life has killed the dream!" Have you heard this one?
Oh, yeah. I've heard all the Patti versions.
Obviously.
I think this is just a beautiful song.
The craziest covers, though. Neil Diamond does I Dreamed a Dream. No joke.
Ooh.
And
what?
Says, this is from a brand new musical called Les Miserables.
Oh, no.
Les Miserables. Or something like that. And then he sings it live. And then, of course, Aretha Franklin's.
I was just going to say Aretha Franklin.
Where she screams out, "What the hell is going on?" in the middle of it is so wild to me. And you know I like it wild, but she gets so caught up in what could have been that what the hell is going on?
The tigers came that night. Yeah.
You know, if a tiger came to me at night, that'd be the first thing out of my mouth is what the hell is going on. I don't live anywhere near a tiger's natural habitat.
Same. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Anyway.
Really good choice. And I agree.
Yeah, I thought about One Day More because that's on everybody's list as greatest songs ever. But when I really thought about the show, I was like, no, I think it's Dream to Dream if I have to pick a lamest song.
Well, why are you just setting him up while I knock him down, mister? Because my number 2 is One Day More.
Oh, my God. We're so in sync this 10, and I'm so proud.
We don't know each other's lists. We're not privy to this information. The fact that you've read my mind. On these, but One Day More, what needs to be said about One Day More that hasn't already been said? It set the bar for what an Act 1 closer can be. It is I think Musical Theater Forever will be chasing, creating the next One Day More. It has become the way to fashion an Act One closer, especially when you've got so many characters and storylines going on. So you get it's it's the gift box.
Yeah.
So you get the Thénardiers, you get some Javert, you get Eponine, you get the lovers, you get everyone else. Everyone else is in there, and even the I Dreamed a Dream melody is in there. And when they did it for the Oscars, they put her in it as well. It's thrilling. It's satisfying. It's bombastic, which is always big for me. It's a march, to be sure, and it's never. Yeah,
it never disappoints. It's a pretty ultimate Act One finale.
When I thought about this, it was the first song that popped into my mind that would be number one, because I don't really know how you craft a better piece of music for the musical theater than what they did with One Day More. But it is my number two. So let's go for it. One Day More. Hit it. That's my favorite part. Usually Ella Fitzgerald sing that one where she does all the parts.
And she swings it. Yeah. One more day before the storm. You know, if anyone could, it'd be Ella Fitzgerald. She could do anything.
Watch him on a catch him at the ball, ski bop, zoop zap, zip bop,
bow.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I just got so excited by that I kicked my microphone.
Yeah, well that was
one more day before scuba bop.
Ski bop.
One more day with me, Skadooby.
One more day with me, Skadooby.
Yeah.
That's our news T-shirt. One day more with me, Skadooby.
Skadooby. Oh no. Okay, that's
all right. Here we
We're
are.
already at number one. Okay, a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me on this, but I had to pick it as my number one because I feel like it is Broadway's anthem and has been for a very, very long time, and that is There's No Business Like Show Business.
Oh, interesting.
From Annie, Get Your Gun. I think it is an amazing opening number. It was Ethel Merman's battle cry for years.
Yeah.
And I feel like every once in a while there are those songs that sort of like they always sing at the Tonys and they sing that's sort of like Broadway's anthem, but I don't think any of them have touched There's No Business Like Show Business. I feel like this is there's Lullaby Broadway, there's
Another Open Another Show.
Another Show. There's a lot of very like Broadway themed songs, but I think There's No Business Like Show Business is it. If Broadway had a yearbook and it would be its little quote, I think it would be There's No Business Like Show Business.
Wow. When you first said it, I was like, ugh, nerd. But now that you describe it, I'm really I'm picking up what you're putting down.
That's why
I was expecting you to laugh when I said the nerd thing. I'm not really attacking you.
No, sorry. I was like, no, it's just a fact.
It's true.
I am in fact
great.
a nerd.
Oh, great. All right, good. Fair enough.
That's what I think. I think this is its. I think this is Broadway's song.
Yeah, Broadway's yearbook
in a lot of
quote.
ways. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And it's true. There's no business like show business. Like no business I know.
And you know what else? I think it's kind of a march.
You're welcome.
March on!
It 1,000% is a march. So you're welcome. It's a great song, and as they say, and now we have to get to your number one. So as they say, let's go on with the show.
Before I crack my number one, just a reminder to follow us on all social media platforms at Theater Countdown, Theater with an R-E, because we're a sophisticated program, except on Twitter/X, which is Theater Count, because ain't nobody got time for that. Should they follow us? Should they join us on Patreon?
Yeah, I think you should join us everywhere possible. Yeah. Join us on Patreon. You get a lot of cool stuff. You get bonus episodes. I mean, you get more time with us. I mean, could you ask for anything more?
Stuffer.
Yeah. I don't know how you put it in a stocking, but you could write it on a Post-it, be like, "You got this," and stick it in the stocking.
Yeah, it'll just be our faces.
Yeah.
Creepy. All right. My number one. So once I got through One Day More, I thought, what show tune affects me the most? And I think that a lot of theater, this is done a lot in concert. I think a lot of theater stars would agree with this because this song kind of encapsulates the human experience. It's certainly something that I related to and still do.
It's finally turkey lurkey time.
Finally.
Like,
Can you imagine?
can you relate to anything more?
You're like, Ben, you're just hungry today.
Yeah.
Sorry. This must have been hangry.
Yeah.
All right.
Number Jokes aside, number one.
Greatest Broadway musical show tune of all time is Being Alive.
Okay.
Being Alive is the best Broadway song. Lyrically, the growth of the character in the song, the range of the song, it's pretty melodic as far as Sondheim goes. But there's no way to experience this number without it's a full body experience. And what is it all for? And I think a lot of people relate to this because we kind of run around and live our lives and try to keep up with the rat race, and this idea of sharing your life with whether it's one person or other people, and knowing that you're not alone and finding this higher echelon of just experiencing life to the fullest with others, but alone is alone, not alive.
That's
There's
true.
a lyric in there. And
unless you've got a singer who doesn't enunciate well, then it's but a lie.
yeah. Who is that singer? I feel like there's a specific reference here.
No, I feel like I've just heard so many times. But alone is alone, not alone. Somebody hold me too close. Like,
So, not a lie.
it's not a lie.
You're in really good voice today. I'm enjoying.
Am I really?
Yeah. You sound great.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, thank you. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Oh my gosh, but who to listen to? It's my favorite
There's-
version. So I've played it on this show a million times, and you're gonna have to hear it again right now. It's Bernadette Peters live at Carnegie Hall.
I knew,
singing
that's why I keep
Being
doing
Alive, and you once again foreshadowing. Right, no, she cracks up at the top. It's so good. It's so. Oh, Patty doesn't crack there. Patty eats it like a meal. She barely crunches down on that cracker.
I love Bernadette, though. If
I do
no one
too.
does Sondheim like that woman,
So
she's
much
so
power.
good.
All right,
Great song.
It's never gonna get harder than this was, my friends, and we are desperate to talk to you about it. And the only way to make that happen is to join us for our meetups by being a Patreon member for just $5 a month. All right, thanks to our guest Deanna Giulietti. Thanks for sharing your top 5.
Yes, and honestly, let us know what you thought in the leave us a comment how you thought about our top 5, like what you think we missed, if you agree, disagree. Please let us know.
And we've got more of our top songs to talk about in our bonus episode, which is going to be some of your favorites. I'm sure of it.
Oh yeah.
All right. Until next time. What is it? That's showbiz.
That's
kids.
showbiz, kid.